My favorite song.
All right, you boys thought we weren't gonna come back. You thought it was over with for the day, but it's not. We're back. I actually accidentally when I was setting up the live again, I hit instead of doing like schedule, I hit start, and then I had to fucking cancel that one. So like we're back now. I just created like 3 streams in the course of like 30 minutes.
Is this like one of those videos where it says a few moments later?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Except for I just unlisted the original lives, so this is gonna be the one. We were just kind of touching on Imavov stuff like that. That's already done. I can clip that still. I got the footage of that, so we're pretty much fine. We were kind of breaking down some other stuff from UFC Paris. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, I'm excited for the fight.
Okay, it should be pretty good though.
Yeah, I think I think we agreed on this last time. I mean, #1 contender.
This is the #1 contender bout. Let
me just say this: if it's a boring fight though, and like there's a very like, I don't know what word, just boring 5 rounds. It's a decision. I may not be so hyped on the winner, but if the winner goes out and dominates and is undeniable, run it.
Yeah, that is true. But I just want to also give you that level of expectation, maybe bring it down a little bit, which is once you get to the higher level of competition, you can't just steamroll everybody. Not everybody's going to be Hamza.
Nope. Finish.
That's that stubbornness, but I think you should be a little bit more real with it. What do you think?
No. We need a finish in order for you. Like if I'm that fighter, I'm so determined to say if I don't get a finish, I don't deserve to fight Hamza. I got to get a finish. Like to be undeniable.
But that's just looking at it in like a microscope. Like how are you going to take like all his fights he's done?
Sorry, not sorry.
How are you going to take all his fights he's done? Wait, don't cut me off. Hang on. How are you going to take all the fights he's done, okay? And then take all that out and be like, I have this personal expectation. You got to get a finish here because I said so. And like, if not, then I'm not going to factor in any of that other stuff.
That's right. That is
no,
right.
I'm asking you, how can you justify that?
I can justify
without being like stubborn about it. Nope. Like actually justify your thoughts.
I can justify it because in the eyes of the UFC and their product, it's easier to sell to the fans when you can say, "Oh, this guy is dominating." Let's say Kyle wins. Dominating fashion is on this streak. He deserves that. He just moves up. I think he's what, number 6?
Kaio?
Yeah.
I'm not looking at UFC, but Tapology says he's 5. Imavov says he's 3.
Okay. So, you want an undeniable performance to leave no doubt in anyone's mind. Imavov, vice versa.
So how about a dominating 5-round decision?
Yeah. Okay, like Hamzat didn't finish DDP, right? But DDP, that goes to your example, right? DDP was a dog. He was fighting tooth and nail to the very end. He's a very high caliber fighter. So there is that aspect of it, right? So I'll bend to that in saying, hey, but I think these guys need to have that like Conor McGregor type of mentality. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna get a finish. I'm the best of all time type of fucking mentality. I want to see that guy.
So I'll say it is easier to sell, right? If you get a finish, it's easier to sell. But to be honest, like I think, in my opinion, the way I'm looking at it, you can only go so far with politicking.
Let me ask you this.
Like, well, hang on. It's like you can only go so far with politicking, and at this point in time, well, you're interrupting, right? You're interrupting. I'm trying to get a thought out. So it's like at this point in time, there's been so many fights. There's already a logjam in the division. It gets past the point where it's like, in my opinion, the person who wins this fight is next. There's no more politicking about like, oh, he didn't get a finish, so now I'm more deserving, and then he's more deserving. These guys have the longest win streaks in the division, wins over former champions.
Let me throw this out there.
Like this is the clear #1 contender fight.
Let me throw this out there. Anthony Hernandez finishes RDR. Right? And they still don't make a decision on who's going to fight Hamzat. And someone doesn't get a finish in this fight, and Anthony Hernandez gets a finish in versus RDR, I guarantee you they're giving Anthony Hernandez the fight.
Well, I think, again,
and there's some
almost
talking right there.
You almost talked too soon a little bit.
Well, because
Because
those
what-
fights are
what
so
month-
close together.
I was just gonna ask
like-
you, what month is that fight happening?
It's not even a month away.
Let me see. Anthony
That's-
Hernandez.
It's right around the corner.
Okay, so October 18th. So that's like a month and a half away. These guys are fighting this weekend.
Right, a month and a week.
A month. Well, it's a month and 15 days. That's why I said.
All right.
Because it's 18th and today's the 3rd. So that'd be 15 days.
But you know, Dana. Okay, let's just say this. Let's say there's not a finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dana White could say, okay, hold on.
Shout out Soda Pop. He agrees with you. Soda Pop agrees with you.
My guy from New York, right? It's sort of about
Yeah, from New York.
Did we figure out where Juice from?
He said 209. I read that before the stream crashed.
No, let's look up 209. I want to start giving these guys a shout out. 209 area.
That's Stockton. Come on, bro. You should know this. MMA at 209 is
I don't-
synonymous. You don't know 209 Diaz Brothers?
Come
Come on, bro. 209.
And I'm from the West.
Yeah.
I learned something today, though. All
Yeah,
right.
209.
Now it's solid.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Soda Pop says it's got stinker written all over it. He says Fluffy versus Ritter, get title shot. Kyle Imavov has stinker written all over it.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. Like I said, though, if Kyle gets the finish in a dominating fashion, to me, it's undeniable. They're like, wait, we roll out the red carpet, bro. You're up next.
Well,
Now-
that's where we'll disagree. Oh, I'll agree with there. I say finish on either side, undeniable.
Yeah.
And I also say win, give it to him. Because also Kyle just fucking weighed in as the backup.
Okay.
Keep
and
that
so
in mind too. He just weighed in
this
for the
is-
backup of the title fight.
This is where I'll kind of meet you in the middle too. Is like let's say Imavov dominates, but it is a decision. But his hand, he clearly just beat him on every round, right? Or let's just say it's 4-1. I'm gonna have the argument. I'm gonna still. It's almost like a KO finish. I mean, it's the second best thing, right? But I would be like, all right, yeah, maybe he is well. But if it kind of is like, I don't know, man, these guys. They dragged it out, the decision. Yeah, he got the win. Okay. If I have that type of attitude towards it, I'm assuming Dana will be like, let's just wait to see who wins that Anthony Hernandez fight.
I'll meet you in the middle. It's a month and a half away. If it was 3 months difference,
It was
I'd be
3
like,
months.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I had to go check that first. But if it's a stinker and fucking Hernandez or RDR gets a crazy finish, I mean, probably.
Because, I mean, Anthony Hernandez is on that slingshot, right? He just needs this one win in a dominating fashion. They're going to line him right up. Unless someone gets a finish here.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. Funny because we're like
And then that would-
disagreeing, but then we're like circling down to like now I agree with you, pretty much. Although I just am because yeah, it's a month and a half away. I would just hate to see that. Here's what I'll say too. I guess although I agree with you, maybe where I was coming from earlier is I would just hate to see that, putting him in their shoes, Kaio and Imavov, like a win, and then you still get surpassed for like a fluffier RDR. I would hate to see it for them being in that position. That would suck if that was me.
Especially if you're the number one contender and you beat Kyle.
And you win, and then you're still getting overlooked. I'd be like, God damn, bro.
Yeah, that would. Yeah,
It would suck for me. But do I disagree with thinking that you go boring fight and then RDR Hernandez is exciting? I mean, shit. I can't disagree.
Yeah. I will say this: the middleweight's getting more and more exciting because like we got 6 guys we can just kind of talk about like pretty easily. Like, hey, watch out for this
Just
guy.
like welterweight.
Yeah, it's getting to that point. It really is.
Bro, welterweight is still stuffed up though. Well, I guess because JDM and Islam, but like I've been seeing
So
Sean
glad
Brady.
they announced that.
What?
I'm so glad they announced that.
I'm glad they did too. Got the ball rolling, no lag. But I see Sean Brady calling out
dude,
like
that's
Bilal
an
now.
epic fight.
It's a super fight. 2
It's
champions.
a super fight.
Yeah.
It's a super fight. And if Islam goes in there and fucking just takes down JDM and just smothers him, welterweight division, watch out.
Yeah, but I saw Brady calling out Bilal now, so he wants a rematch with Bilal. So we'll see. We'll see if
Bilal
that happens.
knocked him out, right?
Bilal knocked him out. Nobody
Sean
wants
Brady.
to fight Sean Brady.
I mean, line it up. That puts if I'm Bilal, I'm like, bro, run that contract. I'm gonna take that. I want his spot. I want to get back in the conversation.
What about that Usman fight though? That's like hot fire cooking.
That is hot fire cooker too.
Yeah. I'd be like this if I was Bilal. I'd be like, yo, manager, hit up Ali, See if Usman wants to fight soon. If he does, I'll wait. If not, I'll take this fight with Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, see where we're at. Where are we at?
Yeah, I'll wait for Kamaru about 3 or 4 months, but if not, I'll fight Brady sooner.
Yeah.
That way he's not out for 6 months.
I'm interested now since they announced Carlos Praetus versus Leon Edwards. And, there's a lot of announcements that have been in this division, right? We have JDM versus Islam. We have Carlos Praetus versus Leon Edwards. We got Randy Brown versus Gabriel Bonfim. We got Mike Malott versus Kevin Holland. I mean, those are 4 big fights. Michael Morales announces probably right around the corner. Sean Brady announces probably around the corner. Ian Gary's announcement's right around the corner. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got a lot of heavy hitters coming up.
The welterweight division is fucking about to be on fire again.
In all, between the ages of 28 to 32.
Yeah, it was earlier in the year. I remember this, earlier this year is when it was all cooking again, right? You had, Gary versus Prates. You had Joaquin versus fucking Usman. You had Brady versus Leon. All the fights were booked. Then they all fought, so they were out for, a couple months. These last couple months been quiet for that top 15 of welterweight, and it's kicking off again. So they all have this tendency. They all fight around the same month, all of the top 10.
And these guys are getting pushed out. Kobe's almost out. Gilbert Burns is almost out. Kamaru Usman just saved his career, pretty much, in my opinion.
Yeah, but those first 2 you said are almost afterthoughts at this point, which is crazy.
Stephen Thompson now in the 15. Now Randy Brown gets in and he beats Gabriel Bonfim, and we already know we kind of got a small fraud check with Gabriel Bonfim. He got the win, but we weren't really. Neither one of us were wow. And I know I was heavy on Bonfim. And now, if Mike Malott can go in there and get a really good win versus Kevin Holland, I don't know. I'm not sold on a championship run yet, but I guess it determines how that fight comes out. Because he's good. He is good.
Mike is good. I think title talk a little bit too soon, though. But
too soon.
Yeah. It's definitely a great win if he beats Kevin. Much respect.
And then you look at the guys from the 10 to 15, bro, fuck, you got Randy Brown, Mike Malott, Kevin Holland, that's even the deep roster.
Randy Brown versus Mike Malott, I feel is a great fight.
Then it gets the Randy Brown and Mike Malotts of the world to say, all right, Kobe, all right, Gilbert Burns, get on out. We want that top 10 position.
Yeah.
Because then once you get in that top 10, it is all killers.
All killers. There ain't no easy fights. Anything else about UFC Paris before I throw the next topic on you? It's in the chat if you see it. But Tommy McMillan, they're asking for us to talk about it. I don't got much to say, but I know why Soda Pop's asking because I was hating on Tommy McMillan. What is your take on this shit when you see some of the hype for this kid? What do you think?
I don't get too sucked in, honestly.
I don't get too sucked in.
I know. It was a Dana White Contender Series. Is that why we got all the hype and he had that sick knockout?
No, I think it's because he literally trains with Sean O'Malley. He's got curly hair and tattoos. I don't even or else everybody on Contender Series gets hyped. That's why I'm literally asking you the question, what the fuck's going on?
But he won on Dana White.
Yeah, but he was getting hyped before that. Everyone's posting about him, Sean O'Malley's teammate returns. By the way they're talking about him, I think he's a massive favorite. I look it up. He's a fucking underdog.
Who is that younger other guy that had a lot of the next prodigy?
Austin Bashi, the curly-haired fucking bandit.
So who's better, this guy or that guy?
I don't know, dude. I don't think either of them are deserving to be talked about. I've been down this road. This is my thing. Okay, I'm gonna say this because I know even now people are saying.
But they're on the same level, right?
Yeah, but this is where I'll say, right? Here, I'm gonna give you the fucking juice right here as far as how you co-sign people and how you don't co-sign them. I want to know, Austin Bashi, Tommy McMillan, did they ever win a state championship in high school? Did they ever win a IBJJF Worlds or Pan Ams or anything? What's their greatest accomplishment? Have they won ADCC trials? This kind of thing is what I'm talking about. Are you look at Alex Pereira, right? Are you a world champion kickboxer who's beat MMA champions? If you are none of these things, if you are not a champion of any sort from another division, from another organization, how many belts does Tommy McMillan have from the regional scene? Has he gone to LFA and become the champ? Fury and been the champ? One and been the champ? Octagon and been the champ? Has he ever gotten a belt yet? The answer is, I'm gonna say no.
Right.
He hasn't gotten a belt yet. So why do people like what is the thing that people think he's going to be great because he kicks it and trains with Sean O'Malley? Like, why are people trying to tell me like this guy's coming up? Like, he hasn't accomplished shit. This kid fighting this weekend for one championship, Adrian Lee. He's one of the youngest prospects in the game. He is a state champion in high school. He's won like 8 NAGA titles, all on the regional scene. He's a strongman, or I think it's like he won a strongman MMA tournament in Hawaii. Like, for the youth, he's a pancration champion, which is youth MMA. It's called pancration. So he's got all these titles before he even stepped into a pro MMA. This kid was fucking homeschooled, but he's fighting on Friday, right?
But he's getting no hype.
He gets no hype, and everybody wants to tell me that Tommy McMillan is fighting on Contender Series. That's cool. I have nothing personal against Tommy McMillan. It's more for the people who are sucking him off, meat riding him. Stop doing that, because you guys are giving him way too much attention, way too much of a high profile this early in his career. He hasn't earned it, and maybe, I don't know if he wants it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, he shouldn't want all this. He should just want to fly under the radar, bro. Sometimes I think these guys might be so thirsty for attention, but I'm telling you, the best case for guys like this, fly under the radar, bro. You don't need to be fucking exposed.
Right, and just win. Yeah,
and you've never accomplished a thing. That's my thing. It's nothing against Tommy, but you're making me say that. If people didn't come up to me or whatever and be like, oh my God, Tommy's fighting this weekend, I wouldn't have to go down this route. I would just simply be like, oh, he's Sean O'Malley's training partner, let's see what he could do. And then I would have been like, oh, he got a sick knockout. That was a great fucking fight. Or no, he won a decision. It was a decision.
So he's fighting UFC Paris?
No, he just won a contract off Contender Series. He hasn't even won in the UFC.
Okay, gotcha. But
and people are posting about him. Okay, so, but if you're going to say Sean O'Malley's training partner is coming in, he's going to fight on Contender Series this weekend, then, like, why aren't you posting about all of the other things? Like you should be posting about fights at UFC Paris. That takes more precedent. You should be telling me that Imovov's fighting this weekend. Yeah. And, like, some of these other guys are fighting. Like, why are you telling me about Tommy, who's never even fought in the UFC?
Yeah, because I was under the impression that, like, the guy that got that sick knockout that went viral, what's his name?
When he meets you with those long straight punches.
Yeah, I can't even see his name, but that's who I thought originally you were talking about. So I mean, I am agreeing with you on this, because I think too, though, the Dana White Contender Series, people want to ride that hype wave. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's going to be the next best thing. And so they, like, they jump on this wagon almost to the next best, going to be the next best fighter of all time.
I guess, and that's fine, I guess, but it's like, at least tell me, like, what championships he's won.
Yeah, I agree with you. Where are the accolades at? What did we really accomplish?
Yeah, and he's 8-0.
Yeah.
Like, 8-0 is crazy, bro.
It's almost like when I see a female rapper come out of nowhere and I'm like, is it just because she got some booty? Is that the only reason that we got to this juncture?
And that's why I'm going to say it. I've already said it a little bit, but I'm going to say it now because of what you just said. That's what I think. I think they're low-key zesty. I think some fans are low-key zesty.
Well, and the community, MMA community always wants to find the next best thing. Right?
Yes, but then my thing is, then Adrian Lee's the next best thing. He's fighting for one championship this Friday. So talk about him. That's why I think you're zesty.
Sold me. Yeah, you just sold me shit.
And so it's like, I don't even think that they want to know the next best guy. I think they want, like, the next guy to be, like, horny for. Because there's people out there who deserve the hype already. Yeah. There's people out there who deserve the hype already.
Right.
And you're not fucking giving them the shine. But you're talking about a guy who's got curly hair. And then I wake up this morning, the first thing I see is Tommy McMillan had fun with his ladies last night. Again, you guys are zesty as hell. Zesty as hell. I ain't never counting, like, another man's women.
Yeah.
I don't count anyone's pockets. I don't count another man's women. I don't call for people to go to jail. That's fucking some principles I got right there.
You old school.
Yeah. I ain't counting your fucking chicks, bro. Good for you. I ain't tripping.
Right.
The fuck's going on here? Like, good for you. Literally good for you. But, like, when you wake up and you want to share to your audience that this guy got, like, 8 chicks, or he's just standing there with 8 chicks, I mean, first off, that tells me you don't got no puss.
Ooh. Zing.
That's just my thoughts, bro. Like, because it's like, Why do you think that's something so cool? You must be so detached from women. Like, he's just kicking it with 8 chicks.
Yeah.
It's for a picture. Like, I don't know.
A little thirsty.
Yeah. Good for him, though. Shout out to him. Like,
I mean,
I fuck with it.
Right.
I fuck with it. That's the thing, though. See, I fuck with his shit, right? Like, I'm saying, like, go kick it with 8 chicks. Like, no worries. Like, I ain't tripping. But it's like, these people who post it and want to keep telling me, and then they don't want to post MMA news. Did you post that Anderson Silva got 10.3 million today from the UFC antitrust lawsuit? No, you didn't, guys. But you're telling me Tommy McMillan, who ain't done shit in the UFC, is hanging out with 8 chicks when the UFC fucking GOAT just got paid 10.3 million from the antitrust lawsuit. Your guys' priorities are backwards, bro. You're paying attention to a guy with curly hair who gets chicks who's got tattoos over Anderson Silva? Why?
Yeah.
Shit pisses me off, bro, and it's nothing against Tommy. I want Tommy to know that. It's nothing against him.
You're more upset of like the actual media accounts that are
Pushing him.
Putting this as priority to their audience, and then the audience is feeding into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's all a waste if this guy never becomes shit.
Right.
So, like,
Right.
why don't you just push the people who have already become something?
Yeah.
It's more worth the time.
Well, what's crazy is, like, I mean, look at where Sean O'Malley's at now.
Yeah, and Sean O'Malley had more of a regional scene. Like, Sean O'Malley was more
Yeah,
viral
that's
than
true.
this kid.
Yeah. It's crazy to think, too, like, I always circle back on this. I mean, they were saying Sean O'Malley was the next Conor McGregor. I mean, the kid was, gonna be the next best thing of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Drop-off is crazy.
Yeah. You talking about Connor or Sean?
John.
Sean. Yeah, the drop-off's a little bit crazy. Okay, this is what I'll say, right?
I think he fights Sean. I think if he were to fight Aljo, he would lose.
This is an interesting topic about Sean.
Aljo would just take him down.
Yeah, well, I always say this. I'm like Aljo. Sean took that fight on short notice. Sean made Aljo take that fight on short notice, and that definitely played into it. Aljo was fucking weight drained, and it is what it is. If Aljo got that fight where he wasn't weight drained, I think it's a whole nother fight. I do want to say this, though, because you're saying how Sean O'Malley, he had a big rise and a big fall. I think that's part of Sean's problem a little bit. Again, I love Sean. I'm not trying to say this in a negative way, so just let me kind of like put a bow tie on this one. Sean came in, really hot prospect. Also, people wanted to push him like they're pushing his teammate right now. I think Sean saw that and he rode that wave and he capitalized on it and actually became a champion. So power to him. But when you ride that wave of everybody else's fake hype, they made you so big in people's expectations that when you finally got humanized, that's exactly what it is. You just finally seemed human. And I think like you should always want to seem human in a way. Like, dude, putting yourself as like a superhuman expectation is fucking a lot of pressure to live up to. And that's why I keep saying these guys want to fly under the radar, bro. Why put pressure on yourself? Because also it works backwards. Once you lose, people just come back 10 times harder on you.
Oh, dude, the fall off is crazy once you lose.
So like manage your fucking like people's expectations and like how you kind of like put that out into the air. Because if you say you're the best ever, right, and you're not sure yet, right, and you're just trying to like build up fights and build up money and get bigger contracts, okay, you're gonna get all that. But here's a great saying. The quicker the rise, the faster the fall.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
The slower the rise, the more steady it is. That's why, you know, my rise too, it's a little bit more steady. I ain't been like some big skyrocket to the top, but I'm not tripping because I see that the bigger the rise, the quicker the fall.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's so many other aspects to success that you have to lock in on besides getting co-signed by a million people. You got to have work ethic. You got to be certified and elite in what you do. You know what I mean? If you don't got work ethic, if you're not good at what you do, it doesn't matter if 2 million people tell me how good you are.
Yeah.
So like, the quicker the rise, bro, the quicker the fall.
Hey, you know, like Draco says,
What does Draco say?
a million followers, but none of them can help you.
Exactly. I mean, they can
My
like your
favorite
shit.
rapper. My favorite rapper.
Your favorite rapper. I actually loved that topic last week when we were going back and forth on Juice WRLD and Draco. And the chat was fucking tapped in on it, which I also loved.
I was telling the one of the rap podcasts that we have in here. Actually, I should have you come be a guest with them, just to have it, because they were very like broad, like they're not like me. I'm very zoned in on West Coast. They're very broad.
Yeah.
So they enjoyed that conversation because they were like, no, J. Cole. I mean, they were Joe Cole this,
Juice World.
Juice World this, and then they were going down. It's like it's a very interesting conversation.
It's a good debate, right?
Especially when you start looking at the stats.
Yeah.
We started looking at all the stats of where everybody were at too. You know what I mean? That comes big time in play.
Right.
You know, numbers don't lie.
It's like, hey, I got the biggest song, you don't.
Numbers don't lie. All right. Anyway.
Numbers don't lie.
You know, but on Anderson Silva, so help me understand, why did he get paid? What?
Right. So the UFC antitrust lawsuit, this is actually great. So I'll kind of let you know. And shout out, this is the guy I mentioned before. You told me to get him on. Steve S. Nash or something. Hey, not the face on X. He's like a lawyer or something, and he really follows the UFC stuff. And I even see him sometimes.
We got to get him on.
I even see him getting pissed sometimes. In respect to him, he's way more fucking certified of a journalist than me with the work he does. But he also says stuff like, oh, so nobody's going to post this today about the antitrust lawsuit, but they're posting about all this other bullshit. Right. I hear him, you know, because I think he went to one of the court proceedings, and he's like, since no other MMA media outlets decided it was important enough to attend this, I guess I'm the only one who gets to report it.
Man, shut out, homie.
It's like, yeah, MMA fighting, you got a whole team, you didn't send one guy. MMA junkie, you got a whole team, you didn't send one guy. Like, yeah. I'm just saying, bro, you got a whole team. Send your guys over there.
What's his name?
Hey, not the face, Steve
hey,
S. Nash. Yeah.
Steve. All right.
I tell you what, if I had a group of journalists, right? If I had a group of journalists and there's something going down in LA court, I'd be like, hey, homie, go down there, get the story, come back to the studio, let us know about it. You're going to come on the pod, you're going to tell us all about what you saw. We're going to get you some clout. Go do the work.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised MMA fighting, MMA junkie, they don't see that. So, the $10.3 million Anderson got, it's from the UFC antitrust lawsuit, Lay versus Zuffa. So pretty much they settled. UFC settled with them, right, in the lawsuit, so that they don't. I don't know what they prevented, but they settled. And just to kind of put a bow tie on that, they settled because I think they realized they're probably gonna like have to pay out anyway. So that's what settling is, right? It's like, I'm probably gonna get found guilty, so let me just like offer you money ahead of time, right. Save us a little bit extra money on lawyer fees.
Right.
So they settled for $251 million.
Okay.
And so they just came out today with like the breakdown of the highs, the lows of what people are getting. So it goes, the average payment for the fighters receiving money out of $251 million, average payment, 231 bands.
Okay.
That's average payment.
Right.
The median is 86,000. The high is 10.3 million. And then he says the lowest would be 16,000.
Mm.
And then he says, based off the final settlement fund, it says, based off the final settlement fund, each fighter should get 32.7% of their total bout compensation earned during the class period. So basically, there's like a period of like 2014 to like whatever the dates are. I don't know it off the top of my head. But however many fights you had in that period, let's say you made 50 bands, right, or like 100 bands.
You get 30% of that.
You get another 32% of that.
Got it.
And then an additional 14,000 for each bout. So if you had 5 bouts, times that by 14,000.
Right. So
each.
Anderson, they took his purses.
He's the biggest star during this lawsuit for the time periods it covers. Anderson was the biggest star.
Got you.
Yeah. And so he gets the 10.3 million, the biggest payout. I mean, that's a big fucking payout.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody said he made around like 30 million during his career. And then so making 10 is like, that's a big cherry on top, bro. Oh, it says right here. Oh, no, wait. I'm trying to find the comment. I guess I can't find it. But yeah, 10.3 million. Shit, he's going to have a lot of family coming out the woodwork. Knowing about that 10.3 million.
But I'm sure family been trying to come out the woodwork since
he's used to it, right?
Yeah, since he's been a star. And I believe he has 5 daughters.
Yeah. Well, and some sons too. I don't know about 5 daughters. He's got like 2 sons, maybe a couple daughters.
Okay.
But
yeah, some kids.
Yeah, I pinned this comment because I just found it very simple but telling. Somebody goes, "See, now he's gonna fully retire. He's not boxing either." So just realize too, guys, it's not always what you see, right? You see guys coming back to boxing and you like take it at face value. A lot of times when I hear about a fighter going to another promotion, after he got cut from the UFC at like 40 years old, I'm gonna say this, and shout out to Tony. I don't hate you, Tony. I'm actually very happy for you, but unfortunately, you do fall under my example right now.
Ferguson?
Yeah, he's 40 something, right? He's way past his fighting career. Leaves the UFC and he goes into boxing, and people think he's really doing it because he loves it. That's not fucking true. You can tell me it till your face is blue that that's why he's doing it, but he's doing it for money.
Yeah.
And that this comment just said it.
Because you need it.
If you had 10.3 million in the bank, you ain't doing that, bro.
Hell no.
You ain't doing that.
Hell no.
And so it speaks to two things. It speaks to one, these fighters being broke, and two, how the fuck does a guy like Tony Ferguson leave the UFC at 40 years old and he doesn't have enough money? The fuck's going on?
Yeah, I mean that's a
separate discussion.
That's a common story, you know.
It's just crazy in this day and age. Even Tony. Honestly, though, is it poor money management?
Bro, I would say, I bet if we really look up the statistics from every athlete, like from NFL to NBA to UFC to baseball, 90% of those guys that made a lot of the money don't have it no more.
Poor money management?
It's a sad fall off, bro. That's just not UFC. That's just fucking sports 101. Like, Paul Pierce isn't a good example. You think Paul Pierce had all the money in the world, NBA champions? He's over there on FS1, bro. He needed that check.
You think as soon as they get the money or something, they just like up their lifestyle and it just.
Well, yeah, of course. But like what you said too, money man. Dude, Mike Tyson was fucking bankrupt.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of the money situation, Charles Johnson finally went on Ariel's show, and just like I said, Ariel asked him about the money. Now, straight up, Charles said he's like, I wasn't a fan of you guys bringing that shit up. I really wasn't. So, I don't know. But Charles barely even gives very much context on the matter. I think he kind of was like, I'm good now. But
right. You got 100. You got 100K.
Yeah. My thing is, here's my biggest thing about that. So your manager wants to talk about your pockets to Ariel. So I just want to know, since your manager finds it so important to talk about how little money you have, how much is he taking?
Yeah.
How much he taking off the top? 15, 25%?
At least, I would say at least 15 grand.
And then you one of those managers who are charging for the bonus too? You think you deserve some of that bonus money too? You one of those scumbags? Cause we all know you ain't earned shit on that bonus. That's all Charles.
It is all Charles.
You didn't train Charles. Charles went out there and got that knockout.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, bro. You're counting pockets over here, speaking about weird ass shit. That's some goofball weirdo shit. How often do I call somebody a goofball weirdo? Rarely ever. That's some goofball fucking weirdo shit, bro.
Yeah.
Talking about your own guy like that for what? I mean, like as managers, I'm gonna say this a little bit.
It's hella out of pocket.
It's out of pocket, bro. It's out of pocket,
bro.
And
if someone did that to me, bro, I'd be like, dog, it's over.
It's done. And it's like, for me,
business relationship is done.
And for me, you don't even do much for Charles. Like, is this your attempt at doing something for Charles? Like getting him on Ariel's podcast? Is that your attempt at like earning your money as a manager? It's gotta be. Why else would you tell Ariel that? Just texting him, gossiping, like for the sake of it? You're definitely trying to get him on his podcast. That's how you think you earn your money as a manager. This is what I'm saying too. Your job is too fucking easy, bro. You're out of touch. Because the UFC's got like 5 fucking managers that they basically employ. Ali Abdelaziz, fucking Sucker Punch. You know what I mean? The guy who Sean Strickland accuses of SA. Tiki Gozin. That's the guy who got his. That's the guy who manages Aljo and forced Aljo too to fight O'Malley. Because guess what? He wants that money too. He doesn't care about Aljo.
Yeah.
He wants the fucking money.
Yeah, I see that.
You got like 5 managers in the game, and they just dude, I promise, all you fighters out there, cut off your fucking manager, bro. You're still getting the call.
True.
Okay, look at this one. Randy Brown versus Bonfim. You think Randy Brown needed a manager for that shit? We did that shit. We made that shit. Your manager got paid. Your manager's getting 15% for it. We should get that.
Yeah.
I put that shit on social media. MMA Guru should get that. He's the one who summoned him and said, I summoned Randy Brown. Handle this. And everyone reposted it. Randy Brown responded. He said, tee his ass up. The UFC, listen, they gave it to him. And they're going to give Randy's manager 15% of his purse. And if his manager is one of those scumbags who charges for a bonus too, first off, you should go to fucking jail, bro, for theft. And second of all, you know what I mean? For what? You guys don't do anything. So that's my thing with Charles's manager, bro. That's your attempt at trying to earn your money as a manager. Get him on Ariel's show. Bro, your job's too easy for you. Yeah, your job is way too easy for you.
Yeah, it'd be one of those things for me. Like, if I was a fighter, I'd have a real tough. I honestly probably unless you my brother, like you better be family. You better be my dad.
Airing out my pockets like that.
Well, not only that, but like, hey, this is our set amount of how much you're gonna get. You know, I don't know. I guess and like I said, unless of someone in my family, because at least I'm feeding my niece and nephews or my other family and shit. It sounds like I don't need a manager.
You don't. You don't.
That would be the conversation. It's not like maybe this is where we're gonna go our separate ways.
You need a manager until you get to the UFC. Once you get to the UFC, you don't need it.
Especially if I know I'm a bona fide like athlete, star, fucking specialist. If I already know like my action's gonna speak louder than words in the ring, why do I need you to set this shit up for me?
For example, Joaquin and Kamaru, right? I mean, me and Joaquin set that shit up. Mostly Joaquin, but obviously he came on this platform, made the call out. I put it all out there for the fans to actually get attention going for the fight. We made that shit happen, okay? And his manager, no offense to his manager, but his manager got the money for that. Why? Joaquin's doing the job for his manager. And all the manager has to do is answer the call and then call Joaquin and say, hey, the UFC offered you this. Why not just call Joaquin? Hey, Joaquin, you want Kamaru? Okay, perfect. Because they do that already. Joaquin already said that Mick Maynard told him if he knocks out Kamaru, he's giving him a big fucking bonus, like undisclosed.
And it's another thing too, like just, you know, the way the sport industry is created, you have sports agents, right? The connections that they make. I mean, there is I don't know if you know this. You know Lamar Jackson held out on his contract. You know the story behind all that?
I don't. I just know that he's the quarterback.
Lamar Jackson's mom is his manager.
Yeah, I would have like my mom or my dad as manager.
But typically, that was his whole thing. It's like there was a huge like thing behind the scenes. Like, oh, see, if he had a sports agent, he had a sports manager, this wouldn't be happening. He would have already been paid. So Lamar held out for a year, and in doing that, if he got injured. You know what I mean? Like that 300 million, that 75 million guaranteed, done. Took a chance on himself. I'm a star, fucking bona fide. I'm the QB here. I'm the #1 QB, top 3 quarterback in the NFL league. And when they finally came to terms with that contract, I think he's like third highest paid quarterback, you know, in the league right now. Could be even higher. His mom got that. His mom got that bonus.
Good shit.
Yeah, and so like that's a prime example of a player betting on himself. A player saying, I'm going to go against the grain of what the NFL and sports agencies are saying we need to do. Because it's almost the industry's telling you this is how you do it.
Right.
The sports agent has contacts that you don't have. They have negotiating power you don't have. That's why you're paying us the 10, 15%. And we're taking that off your plate so you can now focus on being what you do best. And there's some, you know, some fighters are dumb. I mean, some athletes are dumb. Don't get me wrong.
Definitely, because
so
they just train.
Need it. Some of them need it, but some of them are smart and they can kind of be like, you know what, I can maneuver this. I can do this.
What I would say that kind of almost sticks out to me with the mom situation, I feel like if you had a traditional manager, again, they worry about their pockets too. So they're like, dude, don't wait a year, like, because I'm not gonna get paid too. Right. Versus the mom, your mom really loves you. She ain't trying to, you know, take anything from you. She's gonna, you know, your parents, they're not trying to like get your money. Right. Some parents, but a lot of them not. So I think the mom was more like, just wait, you know what I mean? Just wait. This is the real better option. Like, it's good. Like I'm not in a rush to fucking get you signed.
And in that scenario, there was a huge chance, right? There was a huge chance because all it would have took was one play to get injured and you know, over, and you just threw $300 million down the drain.
Definitely.
But he bet on himself.
Bet on himself.
And he paid off. You know?
And you know what? I mean, like you just said that. like with what you just said, you think that the NFL and the agents and the managers, they don't use that concept to their advantage? Oh, I'm gonna lowball him because he knows that he could get injured at any day of the week. 100%. So I'll lowball him.
And here's the thing, and it depends on how good you are, right?
Yeah.
When you're like the Lamar Jacksons of the world, I think he went 14-2 last season, took his team to the AFC Championship game. You know, there's a lot more weight to it, right?
Because they can get signed by other teams. There's a lot more interest. But imagine those guys who won't get signed.
A lot more interest.
Right, but those guys where there's less interest, that you're getting a real low ball offer.
So here's the thing with the UFC. They have such a monopoly. There's no team that they can draft this fighter.
And think about it. There's only like 5 managers really in the UFC. The NFL has got like 20, 30, maybe 100.
Oh, dude. Hundreds.
Yeah, that's gonna be a new. Trust me, that's gonna be a new thing too. I think these managers' days are numbered, bro. I think that's part of this lawsuit already, where they say like they use managers to like get fighters to take less money. They've already been sued for this shit. They literally have already been sued for the shit we're talking about.
Yeah, I got like 10 minutes just so you know. I don't know.
Okay. Damn, have we just been flying by? Okay, 40 minutes already on this pod. That's fine. We also had like some other shit going on. Let me read you some comments, and then we'll get on another topic real quick.
Okay.
Soda Pop goes, I ain't never going to consider someone who got KO'd by Neil Magny as a future title contender. He's talking about Mike Malott. He says, I like Malott, though. And he says, McMullen
this is what I'll say. Let me just respond.
Yeah.
That was a learning lesson.
Mm-hmm.
He was winning those first 2 rounds, if we all remember. And looking good. They were trying to spring him up. Neil Magny said, nah, bruh. There's 3 rounds of this, bitch. There's 3 rounds. And he showed him a veteran move.
Mm-hmm.
And if Mike Malott, little by little, got back in the win column. Now, this fight against Kevin Holland is going to be a real test.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to take Kevin Holland or Neil Magny, I'm taking Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
So, now, if you can get past this...
Then it shows you evolved from that Magny loss? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Because he's going to have to go in there. He now knows, I'm not... Whoa. He got humbled.
Mm-hmm.
Brought back down to reality.
Yeah, they were hyping him pretty heavy. They were hyping Mike pretty heavy.
Now we know what a loss tastes like.
Yeah.
Now we know, okay, there's levels to this shit. And if I want to get to the next level, and Kevin Holland's not going to be easy part. That Daniel Rodriguez fight, that was a sick fight, too. Those dudes went back and forth, back. Kevin Holland's a dog.
I can't believe Kevin's fighting so soon. He was hospitalized after that, bro.
He's a dog.
He loves fighting, man.
He's
Jesus.
a dog, man.
He knows he's getting older. He's like, I'm gonna just get it all in like the next 2 years and be done with it.
I genuinely believe he loves it.
No, he loves it. He loves it. You can tell he likes to fight.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be showing up as often.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy. It's way easier to not show up than it is to show up.
Yeah.
For a fight. Somebody else goes, McMillan got 10-8'd and almost finished in round 1, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw it. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard about that, how he almost got like finished and shit.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Somebody goes, I thought they were hyping him because he has that Sean O'Malley type look to him. LOL. That was Jew. Soda Pop goes, LOL, I 1000% agree with you saying MMA fans are closeted. I think people only like Loner Kavanaugh because he's baby-faced. The guy who Charles Johnson just knocked out. See, they're all on Loner Kavanaugh's nuts right before this, saying he's the next biggest thing. It's like, what is it? Because he's got a nice haircut?
What about your fashion guy, your Versace guy? That got.
Why do they hype up all these guys like this? It's got to be zesty. Like, it's got to be. It's some like subconscious like little zest in there.
Right.
like, are you kidding me? This model guy, and then they talk about it. That's what's even gayer. It's like they're like, oh my god, this model UFC fighter. Oh my god, he just knocked somebody out, and he's got a model shoot tomorrow.
It'd be different if it was a girl saying it.
What? It would be different if it was a girl saying it,
like
but you got dudes making posts about this.
Right. If it was Nina saying it, like, all right, cool, whatever. You know.
Right.
I mean? Like,
it's like she's a woman. She has interest in modeling. That's like a connection. But you have these dudes bragging about flexing how Mr. Versace has to go to a photo shoot after his fight and he didn't get a scratch on his face and like he still looks pretty. Like, bro, we don't give a fuck. This is a dog sport. Dog sport. We get in the octagon and lift our leg and piss in the fucking cage. We don't give a fuck about going to a model shoot the next day. Like, the guys with more scars on their face, like, that's what it's about. That's what this sport is about. Like, fuck a guy who's modeling. Not fuck him, but, like, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, admire the dogs, bro.
That's not what we're sell me on the wins. Don't sell me on anything else.
Right, because okay, he's going to a model shoot. Like, great. That means he's gonna knock out his next opponent.
You know what? You know what I think? To me, I think that means he's not that serious in this sport.
I mean, yeah, because you got to be focused, right? Not to. I don't even want to down him, but let me put it like this: maybe he's focused, but you can't do 2 careers for long.
Well, you know, and you could use
Can't
me
do
as a
2.
perfect example, right? What's my saying?
Setup.
It's a setup. It's a setup. Because I've been learning. I get hyped on these guys. And I don't get hyped that early, though.
Yeah.
I get hyped when I'm thinking they're on the 15-20 range. You know what I mean? In ranking. I'm more like Gabriel Bonfim's a good example, right? I was high on Gabriel Bonfim.
He had good finishes.
He had good finishes, but then he ran into Stephen Thompson, and it was like, all right, Stephen Thompson put him back to reality.
Exactly, an old head. So it's like
head.
a guy who gets
got that win. He should have got that win. He did.
Yeah.
He was.
But you take Bonfim's a perfect example. If Bonfim kind of just fucked up his hype, right? He got a good knockout on Contender Series. He came to the UFC. He got good knockouts against like pretty much ranked guys too, or almost like Chaos is like not ranked, but he's like that top 20, 30 area. Yeah. It's like you got good wins, and then you still lost to Wonder Boy. So like what? Again, I'm not gonna go back to it too much, but it's like again, how can you justify supporting Tommy McMillan then, an 8-0 guy?
And we always want to put the new guy on the pedestal, you know? We always want to put the new guy on the pedestal. So
it's like, I always say this too about MMA, it's like Groundhog's Day. Like, you guys still haven't learned. Like, we've been down this road with so many guys, we can just name them off. And then, like, a new prospect comes up who's got a nice curly hair and nice skin pigmentation. And it's like, oh my God, Groundhog's Day, we got the next best thing.
Oh man, hold on. I was gonna ask.
You like how I always bring that shit up?
From Stockton, California, Jew, Jew, Jew.
J-U.
Oh, just J. Okay, Jew. What up, Jew? All right, Jew
just
dog.
Jew.
We got
like
Jew dog,
Jujubes.
we got Soda Pop, and who else?
We got Jew. There's another person who's usually in the chat. His name's Randy.
Randy. Okay.
Yeah, so we got a few regulars.
Well, you know what we're gonna have to do at the end is the usual suspects segment. So then we go to the comments.
Yeah, we'll love to read what they say. We never ignore.
Because little by little, you know what's gonna happen is little by little, a few months from now, we'll have like the OG crew, and then we'll get 1 or 2 people that will kind of start following and tagging along.
Definitely.
Then we'll have like a roster, right? A roster of the Parry punchers and shit.
The usual suspects, as you like to say. I like that term.
Yeah,
we got the usual suspects in the building.
Then you're gonna have like the OGs, like, oh, the OGs coming through. Okay, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
That's why I already made Jew a mod. I already made Jew a mod earlier. So like Jew moderates the comments. So if there's somebody saying like racist shit, Jew deletes that shit for me.
You used to be funny. You know Twitch, right?
Yeah.
I
didn't know you got to subscribe to or pay to subscribe to people though. Just found that out.
Yeah, I think there's a subscription, but there was a kid I used to watch that was Madden, and he would like just be super like before he would play a game, like he told me about he's on Adderall. The kid was just 1,000 miles. That's why his live streams go so crazy.
Adderall helps.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt at all.
And so he's playing the game, right? Fucking live streaming, and then the chat would go crazy, and he would have like a voiceover AI saying what the chat was saying, bro. The things the chat were saying, dude, was you would just get stuck on the
I think it's called TTS. He turned on TTS. Text to speech. It just reads it out.
Yeah, but it would have like this English. It was this like English accent. It was a perfect accent to go with it, and saying the most funniest random shit, bro. There's just the craziest thing.
I'll give you an example.
Stay just for that.
Neon did a stream with Tracy Cortez, and he turned on his comments to where it says it. And the first one was like, I want to like sniff your crack and all that stuff. And he turns it off immediately.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, I think we got 2 topics real quick. This one can be somewhat quick. Jon Jones charges dropped. I told you that shit was getting dropped.
Hold on. So I had a question about this.
I told you ain't nothing happening to that boy.
This is what I don't understand. In his tweet or whatever, like basically saying is he saying that wasn't him on the phone talking to the cops?
He's saying that was him on the phone talking to the cops, but that lady made that whole thing up, and he was never even a part of the conversation. Not the conversation, the crash. It would be as if I went and crashed my car, right? And I just said, let's put it like this.
Away with one.
Let me give you an equal. Let me give you an equal to what he's claiming it is, because I got Joaquin's number, right? So it would be like, and let's say me and Joaquin both live at like 30 minutes away from each other.
Right.
I crash my car, I get found, and I'm like, oh, Joaquin Buckley was just in here. Like, here's his number, and I called him. Because that's what she did. She just had his phone number, and so when she got, for some reason, she decided to call, like, for him.
But they had been partying earlier in the day, they said.
But that's not being discussed right now. That's what she says. What I'll tell you is that's what she's claiming.
I think he got away with one.
Okay. But just so you know that they're basically claiming that he wasn't there whatsoever, and she just had his phone in her contacts and exploited him. That's what they're claiming.
I'm gonna.
So he denies they were partying. He denies ever being with her.
I'm gonna stop giving Jon Jones passes, but I think he got away with one, and if he doesn't take a hard look in the mirror, something's gonna really happen to this man, and we're gonna come back to the same type of story, and he's gonna be there.
Okay. He's definitely not taking a hard look in the mirror, because if he read that fucking post, he feels vindicated.
Right.
He's like, it's so unfortunate that in this day and age, people can say something and then like basically ruin a person's life, like without any evidence of anything.
Okay, if this was one time, sure. We're talking about 10 different times. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about 10 different stories. That's like me, bro. Like, if all the things I've done in my life to all my past mistakes, and I'm still, let's say I missed today's show, right? Or I missed next week's show, and I missed next week, and oh man, I went back in jail, Jacob. Eventually, you're gonna get to the point like, dude, you know what? I can't rely on you, man.
I gotta get a new host.
I gotta get a new host. I love you,
but
bro,
you'd be missing too many episodes.
Right.
It's always somebody else's fault.
It's the same bullshit, right?
Yeah.
It's the same bullshit, dude. Like
with women in a crashed car. That's
I remember my
odd.
brother used to go to jail, bro. And RIP to my bro. I remember like every time he'd be in jail, I'd be like, oh, but you know, like you got caught with the cashing a check that wasn't yours. Yeah, but you know, someone that gave it to me, and you know, they just told me to sign off of it, and I'm like, uh-huh. Like,
I've heard that shit before too.
Like, you don't gotta like me. I'm not the judge. Like,
Yeah.
you in jail, not me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think sometimes that's really how they think, which is the problem. That's why it keeps happening.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
But when you get away with it, when you're able to get away with it and just kind of get like a little like slap on the wrist, you feel more emboldened.
Yeah, and that shit got dropped.
So, hey, I hope it is fake. I hope he is sober. I hope that he has all his shit together. I hope that we never hear a story like this again. If I were a betting man, which I most of the time am, I'd put money on something's going to come down 6 to 12 months down the road. I put money on Dana's right. 1 in a billion. I can't put my money on. I can't. I'm with Dana. You can't risk it.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen.
It's very difficult. But what's crazy, right? This is another time where I think you can replay the tape. I think we said 2 things. At least I said 2 things. When Jon retired, I said he's coming back. I said he's not retired. He's coming right back. And I said nothing will happen to him.
Yeah.
So far, he unretired and nothing happened to him. So there's certain podcasts you can go on and you can listen to as far as predicting the future. I just want to let you guys know. You know what I mean?
And so,
we've been saying this for a minute now.
If Cyril Gahn beats Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones is going to have a field day.
He's going to have a field day.
I told you. He's a nobody.
Yeah.
Let's
see what happens.
That will be crazy. Now,
I'm hoping we get Jon versus Tom.
If he does get the win, I hope Jon Jones is in the crowd.
Yeah, I want Jon versus Tom. So I hope Tom gets the win and we finally get Jon to accept that shit.
Yeah.
But congratulations, Jon, I guess. I don't know what to say. The last one I got for you today, is this whole MMA Guru. Did we talk about MMA Guru? We did last time how Rampage was calling him racist for those comments, so we won't talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to talk about Rampage Jackson and him like making extra statements about his son and stuff. Have you seen any of this stuff?
No, but I was gonna say this. I did see that clip with Ariel and Rampage. You know,
Give me the context.
Yeah, basically, Rampage went on Ariel's show to kind of like say, hey, this is where we're at. And this is why sometimes like whenever I watch Ariel, I cringe. He's such a nerd.
Yeah.
So nerdy, bro.
It's hard for him to like. Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's
You're having a conversation with like a fucking. Yeah, I know what
a
you mean.
bona fide nerd, dog.
Yeah.
And but these grown ass fucking killers and shit.
Yeah.
And so,
It's perfectly
but
said.
like, here's my thing was like when I was watching, I was like, all the heat that Rampage is taking, I'm like, we're acting like Rampage's son killed a man. Let's stop acting like this dude killed somebody.
Yeah.
Is honestly now that I've had a week to go back on it, and I've had more information to find out about the wrestler and all the shit this wrestler has done, man, karma's a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You got caught up in the moment. You got fucked up. If that was in the streets, we wouldn't be saying shit.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I don't even now. Now I have a whole different eye on it, especially after I saw that Ariel show when it's like, how are you feeling, Rampage? And he goes like, everybody's like, coming after you. Like, dude, I thought at that exact moment, I was like, what are we talking about? The fuck? Come on now, come on with this noise, bro. No one died. We're all good.
Yeah.
The dude got fucked up.
I'm glad that you.
Maybe he deserved it.
I'm glad you watched it. I think we also said last week, I said it's important to say that if he never hit Raja in the head, none of this would happen. And Rampage has been saying this. But to go into the interview a little bit, okay? And also just one other thing you said as far as like if it happened in the streets, nobody would be saying shit. Next time, Raja, you should have just got down right then and there, bro. But he's also saying he didn't want to get jumped, which is understandable. But that's why you just got to get down right then and there. The best moral, if you're mad about something or if, to a point of like scrapping, right then and there.
Well, here's
right
my
then
thing.
and there.
I was thinking about some of those episodes of The Cage, on Vice.
Yeah.
And some of those old school wrestlers were gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
Those dudes wouldn't be crying.
No.
The fuck we talking about, bro?
Yeah.
Like that, I think you get the gangster come out of me. Like, what are we talking about, dog? Leave. You know what? I have a whole nother aspect issue with the whole son and father and like what we talked about on the other side. Like, what are we really doing with our lives? That's a whole different conversation. But this one instant, man, nah. I just, you know what I think pissed me off? I didn't like the way Ariel prefaced it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, how are you doing, Rampage?
How are you doing through this difficult time? It's like, I don't know,
Yeah,
bro. You probably
like,
shouldn't even have him on, bro.
What are we talking about, dog?
Yeah. As if like he's a victim of something.
Man?
Yeah.
Are we grown men? It would be okay if he would have done that to a woman. Then I would have said this has validation.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would have said fuck that. Your ass needs to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Then after I saw what this other dude has been and the mouth he has, bro, he's fuck that.
Yeah. To be honest, I really don't even think I've said much about Raja. Like you know how MMA gurus like you're an animal, you deserve to be locked up. Like I don't really say stuff like that. The only thing I say, this is the only thing I've really said negative about Raja, is that just I would have liked to see in any human characteristic for anyone, him stop hitting him once he was out cold. For any human characteristic, right? Like we complain about that with UFC fights. When sometimes a guy hops in and hits him 2 or 3 more times, he gets shit from the fans. Yeah. That's my only issue. Everything else, like I ain't tripping. And so I just want
to go overboard. Yeah, there's an argument to be said he went overboard.
But again, you started it, Stu. You started it, bro. If you never did that, there's nothing. And I'm a guy who always takes accountability. So if I start something, I gotta own up to that.
And I think too, what you had said last time about what his dad saying, "Oh, you a bitch?
Mm-hmm.
You let them do that to you?" Like it was almost like, "All right, watch."
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. So when Rampage went on Ariel's thing, like I'm gonna try to break this down all off the top of my dome, so just bear with me. He comes on and like you said, Ariel's like, "How are you doing?" or something. He's like, "I'm okay." It's just like everybody's like against me right now. Everyone's like after me. It's like Rampage, dude, this ain't about you. Like you're making this more about you too than like your own son. Like get out of it, bro. Like just ignore all the comments. You're bringing voice to all the comments. And so, number one, I didn't like how it started off with Rampage just being like, "Well, I'm not doing that good." Like, dude, your son is fucking facing jail time. You need to be strong right now. You need to be like fucking a rock. Instead, you're like playing victim or something like that. And then so he goes more into it and he says, let me go back a little bit. Before Ariel's thing, he made a post yesterday, and he's like, basically going in the comments again. First off, he's calling his son a piece of shit, right? And see, you're not even really calling Raja a piece of shit, right? Because of all the context behind it. Rampage, I feel like he's reading comments and he's seeking approval from the fans. And so he's like, all right, I'll call my son a piece of shit then, because that's the narrative. And so he's saying, my son's a piece of shit for what he did. And he said that in both posts he made. I'm like, dude. And then he goes on the comments and people are saying, like, your son should go to jail. And Rampage comments back, facts. Another one, your son is like, one other person said, like, your son needs to, like, you know, evaluate some situations in his life. And the Rampage goes, he needs punishment and therapy. And he's responding to several comments saying, like, facts, he should go to jail, facts. And then he goes on Ariel's show and he says, yeah, he should go to jail. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing wishing jail upon your son? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is what I say too. I already said it once in this episode. It's not your fucking place to say. It's for the courts. It's not for you to say. If he goes to jail, he goes to jail. If he doesn't, he doesn't, bro. Stop fucking getting on the mic about your son. Your son, your flesh and seed, bro.
I honestly, I don't.
Boils me. That shit boils me so fucking bad, bro. I would never talk to him again. My father, bro, wishing jail upon me. You know what I would do? If my son did anything, bro, if I went and picked up my fucking son or something like that, for any situation with the cops, first thing I ask my son is, how are you doing? I don't give a fuck about these cops. You're my fucking son, bro. And Rampage is going on every comments. Ariel show should go to jail. Yeah, I agree. He deserves some time, but not too much time. Well, you're playing with fire, bro, because you're saying he should go to jail, but he doesn't deserve too much time. That's the game you play with the courts, bro. So be careful with that shit.
It's
be careful.
Like, it's almost like Rampage has this, like, if I don't go this route, it's gonna fuck with my pockets on all the other shows I do. So
well, he's saying Raja's tarnishing his name. That's why he's acting this way.
Exactly. So, like, if he tarnishes my name and I don't speak out against it, then I'm not gonna get paid on all the other stuff that I've done with my brand.
But how many other celebrities' kids are fuck-ups?
Oh, 100%.
So when does this ruin their brand as the parent?
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm 100% agreeing with you because he's taking the whole wrong route.
He's making it about himself instead of just backing up his son. He's also scared how people are like airing that clip of him saying he saved up bail money. Stand on your shit, bro. That ain't nothing to be embarrassed about. You got money to bail out your son. I would too. I would
even say this. If it was someone underage, like if it was a kid that was in there was 16, he did that to him, I'd have another different opinion.
That would be more fucked up for sure.
Grown ass man, bro.
Older than him, bigger than him.
Bro. Yeah, that was grown. That's a grown ass fucking man.
And he was drunk. It's proven now that he was drunk.
Drunk or not drunk, grown ass man.
Yeah, but also I just think
he didn't get jumped.
Yeah.
He didn't have like that'd be another thing. If Raja with like 4 or 5 homies and they fucking smashed him, bro, you know like people I've seen jumped and got smashed on and they still walk away not feeling bad.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying too.
Maybe I come from a different world too, where like there ain't no honor amongst thieves and there ain't no there's no guilt for repercussions for stuff like that.
For your actions
If you got a problem with it, go back and handle it.
Mm-hmm. Make better choices.
No. Whatever his name is, the other guy that got fucked up.
Go handle it with Raja then. Go see him.
Go run it back. Run it back.
Go get your lick back like Raja did.
If it's that big of a deal, go run it back.
Quit crying about it.
However, okay, so if he would have killed him, of course we'd all be sitting here like the whole discussion would have been different.
I feel like I would still be saying almost the same thing, which is he shouldn't have hit him in the head with a can then.
I mean, I would.
And he was drinking, which impaired his decision making. That's everybody's personal decision. Like, because you're not drinking right now, right? This is very good. This is good to bring up. You're not drinking right now. This is a personal decision. You can be the first one to talk about it. This guy made a decision to drink. Now, if you know in your head you make bad decisions when you're drunk and you choose to get drunk, that's a deliberate fuck up choice. And then you did fuck up. That's why I brought him up being drunk, because people know when they fuck up when they're drunk too.
And you talk more shit when you're drinking.
So
let's just all be honest.
So you're gonna keep making that, 100%.
Liquid courage. This is the first time this guy, now that I've seen more into it, that he goes and he acts like this.
Exactly.
This guy wants to be the big dog.
That's what I thought too.
That's what he's been acting like.
That's why he pulled up on Raja. Raja didn't know him from a lick of paint.
Right. He tried to punk him.
As far as this interview also goes, Rampage says he cut off his son. And Ariel actually went on him a little bit for this, but I don't think Ariel truly went in, or I don't know. Ariel did. He's like, you know what? Like, I wouldn't turn my back on my kids and stuff like that. So how do you feel about Rampage, like, turning his back on his son right now? He says he's, like, not talking to his son.
All these things you're telling me that Rampage is doing after the fact, I just...
Not talking to his son.
Yeah, it's so out... That's out of pocket.
Like, why are you arguing with your son over him beating Stu's ass?
If my dad did that to me, that'd eat at me. That would eat at me.
You're in the toughest time of your life, and especially too, your dad's kicking it with like some dumbass fucking like bimbo ass bitch.
And let's be honest.
Just on top of that.
And let's be honest, the things we don't know about Rampage of him fucking up people behind the scenes when times he hasn't controlled his temper, I bet you there's a lot.
Potentially.
Exactly. Before social media, because Rampage came up in the time before social media. I mean, it was around, but not around like now.
Yeah.
He wasn't live streaming back then when he was in Pride.
Mm-hmm. So he could run the fade.
He could run the fade.
I got one more thing to say about this, pretty much. So, and this is a bombshell. I don't even know if you're definitely not ready for it, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Because I think it's telling. When Rampage Jackson, did you remember that little Rampage Jackson Forrest Griffin podcast earlier this year? How it was awkward and stuff like that. Forrest was talking about like race and stuff.
Yeah.
So just hear me out, right? That's gonna be like that's gonna tie it all together, okay? But I'm gonna go into a different thing right now. Rampage can't handle criticism. That's why you see him acting the way he is right now. It's clear as day he can't handle criticism really, or he can't really handle controversy, you know. And hear me out. So after he lost to Forrest Griffin in 2008. Okay, it's been coming out now. Now it's been coming to light because of all the stuff Rampage has been saying in lieu of his son's actions. There's been some old news about Rampage that's come out. Rampage, after his loss to Forrest Griffin, he crashed out. He lost his UFC title to Forrest Griffin via decision. He felt like he won that. So he crashed out. He went on a high-speed chase in a sponsored vehicle. He had a sponsored truck, right, because he was the UFC champ. So it had like Toyo tires, it had like Rampage's face on it, like a camo fucking like wrap. And he took that car.
Yeah.
He took that car with his face on it on a high speed chase, crashed multiple vehicles, okay? And he ended up getting pulled out of his fucking car, laying flat on the freeway with guns drawn on him, okay? Now, I just told you that vehicles got crashed into, right? According to a report, allegedly, he hit a pregnant woman in a vehicle and caused a miscarriage. He walked away, right? High-speed chase, loss of life, vehicles crashed, right? He walked away with 200 hours of community service. So I got two questions for you. Number one, if your son's a piece of shit, then what the fuck are you? Right? If your son's a piece of shit, what are you? Because Raja ain't never taken any life of any sort. So I just want to know, since you justify him as a piece of shit not once but twice in your fucking posts, right? And you're so easy to say that about your own son. I just want to know, Rampage, what are you?
Yeah, it's so crazy to hear that because I think a lot of us have this image of Rampage as this like fun guy.
He's completely tarnished my image of him in my head. I looked up to Rampage. I went and trained at his gym in high school because he had a gym over here. That's how much I looked up to him because I'm like, oh, Rampage lives in my area. Like, I looked up to the guy. Yeah, big time. No, a real gym. He had like his own gym before UFC gyms.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how much I looked up to him. So I never wanted to come at him like this. But when you call your son a piece of shit and stuff, and then I find out you did what you did allegedly, and you only walked away with 200 hours of community service, this is my second question. I said I have two things to say about that. You walked away with 200 hours of community service. So why is it your place, right? You walked away with 200 hours of community service for doing worse than your son. So why do you think that you're in the position to say that he should go to jail?
Yeah, and it's almost like he's trying to play this like damage control when it's not needed at all.
We don't need you, bro. You're making it worse.
He needs to wear that Trump hat. I'm not a huge Trump fan, but Trump knows how to fucking be like
to steer into your controversy a little bit instead of like trying to defend it.
Trump's like,
yeah, it's about how you bring. That's a great point. It's about how much attention you show to people's like weird emotions, right? And Rampage is showing a lot of attention to the worst the worst reactions. He's bringing light to the most low totem pole reactions that deserve no acknowledgement. Rampage is bringing them to light. Racism, even people, like, I never heard one person say Raja wasn't allowed to go step in the cage and do that to Stu. I just hear people saying he took it too far. Rampage is like going out there being like, he was allowed in the cage. People think that like my son just crashed out. He wasn't allowed in there. It's like, bro, we all know that. Like he speaks to the lowest narratives possible. But I don't want my point to get taken, which is he got $200 of community service for what he did. So why the fuck are you calling for jail upon your own son? You're a hypocrite, bro. You're a hypocrite. There's really no answer for it other than just to point it out that you got 200 hours and you're sitting on your fucking chair, your high horse, calling for jail on your son. Maybe you should have gone to prison or jail for what you did, bro, so that you could know not to wish that upon other people, let alone your own fucking son. The way you speak about that shit was so light and off the tongue. Like, yeah, my son should go to jail. I don't think he should go to prison, but I think he should go to jail. Yeah. Well, Real Rampage, people are accusing your son of attempted murder and shit like that. So be careful with what you say.
I would say this too. I don't know how smart Rampage is. Like,
he's showing his intelligence is a little bit more low.
Yeah.
That's why there's a thing that people say sometimes where it's like, sometimes you don't want to talk too much because like sometimes the more you talk, depending on who you are, the more you expose yourself. Like, you know, it's better to leave people without much knowledge of you. And I think Rampage, you know, I had a better image of him when I knew less about him.
Yeah, yeah. And well, because the truth rises up at times of stressors.
Yeah.
You can see the real person kind of come out, you know, and how they're going to react when they how do you react when things get bad? And we're seeing that, right? And it's almost like he's throwing his son under the bus when he doesn't need to at all. He
doesn't need to at
honestly, all he needed to do was say a statement like, "Hey, we'll see how this plays out with the courts. Our condolences to the wrestler. We know best wishes." That's it. For like a month. Let all the shit ride out. Now all of a sudden it's old news. No one even cares anymore.
But instead, we're here talking about it still because Rampage is talking about it. He's bringing it up 3 times this week on his Instagram. Then he agrees to go on Ariel's show. So, of course, we're going to talk about all this.
And Ariel doesn't help shit. Like,
bro, Ariel asked the most fed-ass question. Ariel literally asked Rampage if he's paid people to not press charges. It's called hush money, right? That's called hush money. It's like, bro, why are you asking Rampage if he's committed like a felony or like a federal crime, like on air? Like, this is a live show. It's not even a pre-recorded interview. And you're asking him if he's done actions like that. Like, you can't pay hush money to get yourself out of legal trouble. Under the table, undisclosed. That's what Trump got in trouble with Stormy Daniels, isn't it?
Who did Chael Sonnen beat up?
Some people in a hotel lobby.
Right. So, what's the difference? Chael don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Chael stood on business. He's a gangster. We all know that.
He doubled down.
Rampage is kind of like soy boyness is coming out. Like his little like I don't know his. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but it's gonna come off a little bit disrespectful. Like a little bit of Rampage is like I don't even know if it's the right word, but the word coming to mind is like his liberalness.
I don't know, bro. Honestly, I can't even.
Like he's so sensitive to shit. It's coming out. Like I didn't know Rampage was this sensitive of a guy.
See, and that's my thing too. Like every time I seen him interact with, and all I know is what I see online, right? Like that boxer. Remember he was supposed to box?
Yeah.
And like I love that interaction because they kept always go back and forth and talk shit. That was the playful talking shit Rampage I loved, you know. So this is close to home, so we're starting to see how he's reacting. But yeah, I don't know why he went down this road. I really don't. That's crazy. It's crazy.
I guess the reason why I already told it to you, but just to answer your question about that, is because he feels his son ruined his family, his name.
Yeah. See that.
And I think again, you're making it so much more about you than you have to. Yeah. People are gonna play into it and add to that narrative.
And people won't. Okay, like if he had beat up a girl, if he had to beat up an underage kid, if he had killed the man, this whole conversation, then I could see where Rampage is going. Right? I don't condone this. He can still say I don't condone it, and just leave it at. You're right, bro. Like we don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's too much. Too much.
It's a lot. It's a big L for Rampage. So I think we covered that. The last thing I'll say. because I said something negative about Tony, how he fought for money, and he's in the thumbnail, and I was happy for Tony, and I am happy for Tony. So this is really the last thing of the day. You saw Tony get that win over that influencer guy. You happy for him or what?
Yeah. I mean, bro, he was 6'7". He needed a win.
Yeah. Should he hang it up now though? It's like, dude, come on.
Hang it up.
I just hope he got paid. Hang it up, bro.
That's it.
No more, bro. We don't want to see it. We're happy for you.
I even saw the Brian Battle fight. Brian Battle did not look good.
Dude, he fought. That guy's like ass, bro. He's got like a negative record. He's like 2-9 in MMA. I don't even know, bro. But shout out to Battle, I guess. Shout out to Battle. I mean, doing his thing.
But yeah, shout out to Tony.
Shout out to Tony. Shout out to Darren Till. Shout out to Dillon Danis. Those guys represented well for MMA in the boxing space this last weekend. And God knows we have not had good representation as far as MMA fighters go into boxing. Right. So clean sweep was pretty good.
Needed.
You see how Rockhold got knocked out though?
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
And I liked what he said. He's like, it's over.
No more.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
All right. That's the show, boys. That's the show. We did about an hour 15 minutes. And it's over.